11:47. I know because the microwave clock is the only thing lit up in this entire kitchen right now, and I've been staring at it long enough to watch it click over twice. Got a mug of chamomile in my hands. Hasn't touched my lips once. It's not even warm anymore. I made it because that's what you do at the end of a long day, right? You boil water. You steep the bag. You wrap both hands around it like you're in some kind of commercial for a life that works. But I'm just standing here, in the dark, not drinking it. The house is full. Robert's asleep upstairs. I can hear Michael's fan through the ceiling. Emma's light was on under her door 20 minutes ago. 4 people in 1,200 square feet, and not a single one of them is going to walk down those stairs. Not because they're cruel, not because they forgot I exist, but because I spent the last 20 years making sure they never had to worry about me. And tonight, standing in this kitchen with a mug going cold, I'm starting to wonder if I built this silence myself, brick by brick. There's this thing I do, and I know I do it, which makes it worse. Someone asks how I'm doing, and I answer before they even finish the sentence. I'm good. Just automatic, like scanning a barcode. Beep, done, move on. I do it at work with my team. I do it on the phone with my sister. I do it with Robert when he sort of half glances at me over his laptop and goes, "You okay?" And I say, "Yep," before his mouth is even closed. I've gotten so fast at it that people don't even register the question anymore. It's just social wallpaper. And then I resent them for not pushing past it. I have a group chat with 4 women I've known since our kids were in the same preschool class. Good women, I mean that. And every single one of them has sent a paragraph-long message at 1 a.m. about their marriage, their boss, their mother-in-law, their anxiety. And I respond every time. I'm the one who writes back within minutes. I'm the one who says, "Call me if you need to talk," and actually picks up. But here's the part I keep replaying. I went quiet in that chat for 6 days last month. 6 days. And nobody said a word. Not, "Hey, you okay?" Not a check-in emoji. Nothing. And it's so easy, so easy to sit in this kitchen and say, "See, nobody cares." But that's not the whole truth. The whole truth is I trained them carefully over years. I made it look so effortless to hold everyone else's weight that they genuinely believe I don't have any of my own. That's not their failure. That's my craft. The lie is that I'm just built different. That's the story. Lisa can handle it. Lisa's got it together. Lisa doesn't need the talk. She gives the talk. And I've told myself that story so many times that it doesn't even feel like a lie anymore. It feels like a job description. Monday morning, I'm at the store by 6:45 before any of my team gets in because the weekend truck was shorted and somebody didn't rotate the dairy cooler, and I already know the district manager is going to walk in at 10, and I need it handled before that becomes a conversation. So I handle it. I fix it before anyone sees it was broken. That's what I do. And then Priya from the front end comes in already crying because her ex showed up at her apartment again, and she doesn't know what to do. And I sit with her in the break room for 15 minutes and say all the right things. You deserve more than this. Don't let him make you feel small. Beautiful advice. Textbook. And I mean every word. But I can't remember the last time I said something like that to myself. Not once. Because the lie says I don't need to hear it. The lie says I'm the one who gives those words, not the one who receives them. And then I come home and it continues. Emma's got a clinical rotation in the morning, and she's stressed, and I help her lay out her scrubs while quizzing her on vital sign ranges. Michael needs his train pass reloaded. Robert's downstairs on his laptop, and he looks up just long enough to say, "What's for tomorrow?" And I say, "Chicken," without even thinking, because I already prepped it on Sunday. I am running the logistics of 4 separate human lives from a mental spreadsheet that never closes. And somewhere in the middle of all that, I stopped being a person and became infrastructure. The house runs because I run it. And the lie, the real lie, is that this makes me strong. That managing everyone else means I've got myself figured out. But managing and coping are not the same thing. I'm managing beautifully. I am not coping at all. You want to know what it actually costs? It costs you the ability to sit still. I don't mean in some poetic way. I mean literally. I cannot sit down in this house without finding something to do. If I'm on the couch for more than 4 minutes, I'm folding something, wiping something, reorganizing the junk drawer that I reorganized 11 days ago. Because if I stop, if I actually stop, the quiet gets in. And the quiet has questions I don't want to answer. I eat standing up, almost every meal, leaning against this counter, fork in one hand, phone in the other, reading emails from work or scrolling through a recipe I'm never going to make. I don't even taste it most of the time. I just refuel. Like I'm not a person having a meal. I'm a machine running maintenance between shifts. Robert sits down. The kids sit down. I stand. And nobody notices because it's been happening for so long. It's just the way the kitchen works. There's this thing I do in the car, after work, before I pull into the driveway. I park, and I just sit there. Sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 15. Engine off, hands on the wheel, not on my phone, not listening to anything, just existing in the last space where nobody needs me yet. It's the only time all day where I'm not performing. And the fact that my only piece is a parked Hyundai in my own driveway at 6:20 in the evening should probably tell me something. But I don't let it. I take a breath, check my face in the mirror, grab whatever bags are in the passenger seat, and walk inside already answering a question someone hasn't even asked yet. And the worst cost, the one I can't even look at straight, is that I rehearse. I rehearse conversations in the shower, full dialogues. I tell Robert what I actually need. I say the thing to my sister. I finally text back in the group chat something honest instead of helpful. And it's vivid. It's real. I can feel the relief of it. But by the time I'm toweling off, I've already rewritten the script. It wasn't that serious. They've got their own stuff. Don't make it weird. And the moment dissolves like steam on the mirror. So why do I keep doing it? That's the part that should be simple, but isn't. Because the obvious answer is, I care about my family. I care about my people. I show up because that's who I am. And sure, that's in there. But underneath that, way underneath, there's something I don't talk about. Being needed is a kind of control. And control for me has always felt safer than being seen. If I'm the one holding everything, the schedule, the emotions, the grocery list, the crisis management, then I have a role. I have a reason to be in the room. Nobody questions why Lisa's here, because Lisa's always handling something. Take that away, and what's left? A 45-year-old woman standing in a dark kitchen at midnight, who doesn't actually know what she wants. Not what the house needs, not what shift she's covering, what she wants. I don't have an answer for that. And that terrifies me more than being exhausted ever could. So the relapse isn't dramatic. It's not a breakdown. It's Tuesday. It's me waking up at 5:50 and immediately opening the Notes app to check what I wrote the night before. Emma's appointment, Michael's form, the return at Target, call the insurance company, defrost the pork. It's me responding to Priya's text before I brush my teeth. It's me filling every single gap before anyone even notices there was one. Because the moment I leave a gap, someone might try to fill it for me. And if someone fills it for me, then they'll see. They'll see that I don't have it together, that the scaffolding is hollow, that the woman who gives the advice at 1 a.m. is the same woman who sits in a parked car because she's not ready to be mom again yet. And the sickest part, honestly, is that when someone does try to check on me, I deflect so fast it's almost violent. Emma said something last Thursday, something small. She was eating cereal and she just looked at me and said, "You seem tired, Mom." And I had about a half-second window where I could have said, "Yeah, I am. I really am." But instead I said, "Long day at work, no big deal." And I watched the window close. I watched her nod and go back to her phone. I closed it. Me, not her. I don't think the answer is some big conversation. I don't think I sit everyone down and deliver a monologue about how I've been disappearing in plain sight. That's a fantasy. And fantasies are just another way of avoiding the small, terrifying thing that's actually in front of you. The shift, if there even is one, is probably something so small, it's almost embarrassing. It's the next time Robert asks, "You okay?" And instead of, "Yep," I say, "Not really." 2 words. That's it. No explanation, no plan, no performance. Just, "Not really." And then seeing what happens, which is the part that scares me, because I've spent 2 decades controlling the emotional climate of this household, and "not really" is me opening a door I can't manage what walks through. Or maybe it's just letting the gap exist, not answering the group chat within 2 minutes, not fixing the dairy cooler before anyone sees, letting someone notice that something's off and resisting, physically resisting the urge to smooth it over. It is what it is. I don't know if I can do that. I'm not going to stand here and promise something I've failed at 100 times. But I think the first step isn't strength. It's just not performing for 5 minutes. 5 minutes where I'm not useful. 5 minutes where I let the room be messy and see if I still exist inside it. The microwave clock says 12:09 now. Tea's completely cold. I could dump it out and go to bed. That would be the normal thing, the efficient thing. But I'm just going to stand here a little longer because this is the only room in the house that isn't asking me for something right now. It's just the hum of the refrigerator and the green glow and my own hands wrapped around a mug I was never going to drink from in the first place. I can hear the house settling, that faint creak in the hallway that happens when the heat kicks off. Everyone's asleep. Everyone's fine. I made sure of that. I always make sure of that. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up before all of them and start the list again and fill every gap before they open their eyes. Because that's what I do. Because if I stop, they might look at me and they might ask, and I might have to answer with something I don't have yet.